Another night, another day of G1 League Phase 2 action. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Luminous. We are about to cast two international squads, NeoES.int versus LGD.int. So we've got our Southeast Asian mixed team versus our European mixed team, now training in China. Not really a mixed team by any means, especially LGD.int. These guys have been training, living together full-time. Of course, they will be the heavy favorites in this best of three, but anything is possible, and it is single elimination. Before we really get started, I want to show you guys the bracket. We're now into the third set of four teams, two of them going home by the end of today, two of them moving on into that second round of Phase 2. Whoever wins the next match, which will be against Vici Gaming or Reel 'Em In, will secure a spot in Phase 3, where the likes of LGD, China, DK, IG, as well as Orange will be awaiting them. And Lumi, with that being said, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Let me know if my audio is sounding crackling or whatnot. I'll try to fix as much as possible.
You have a little echoey, but it sounds good otherwise.
Well, then we still are waiting for the studio to come to fix that echo.
We actually ordered a lot of equipment today. We had some that's already started to trickle in. We got our first arrival a couple of days ago. Some small pieces here and there, but yeah, it'll be a few weeks at least before we get it set up. And in the meantime, well, you're just going to have to make do. Quit your bitching.
I am bitching.
Okay.
Is that a direct flame to the viewers?
No,
if
to
so,
you. No,
power
to you. To you.
Oh, yeah, no bitches here?
To the viewers, please be understanding as we are currently undergoing some improvements.
Sounds
but
good.
Anyway, on to the draft. And I expected you to have some comments ready, but that's all right. So for LGD International, they are going to start this one off with a first pick, Magnus. They start with the Mag. The response to the Queen of Pain Lone Druid. NeoES.int International, a pretty balanced team. They have some Pinoy sort of influence to them, of course, with Ninja Boogie being the most popular player, I would say, on the team, but a pretty balanced squad overall. Not really known for hyper-aggressive play, I would say, overall. Like to do a little bit of everything. Some split pushing, some 5-manning, some farming. Not really too heavy on the 5-man Dota, but the draft reflected it. Queen of Pain Lone Druid, the pickups for them, and getting two of the strongest kind of mid-game carries and just heroes that can basically get the lanes out in your favor. And well, the reply from LGD.int. Shadow Demon, Leshrac, we are going to see potentially a lot of dual roaming action in this laning stage.
Yeah, also a little bit of things outside of the draft is that because NeoES.int came, the players I think were a little bit late. One of the players came, I think, over the actual game time. And because of that, I think NeoES.int is losing a lot of reserve time. They're down to 26 seconds. I'm not sure how much of they used for the previous draft so far. And I'm not sure how much of this actually influenced your draft itself, but if the Radiant's picking really, really quickly, that's going to, quote-unquote, force NeoES.int to lose a little bit of time. Not exactly the biggest thing, but it's the thing nonetheless.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Of course, hello to Ice 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 in the chat, who, as usual, if a team has any Singaporean players, will immediately claim them for his own. Just like Gods, one Australian player, no problem. It's an Aussie team, so, well, typical people from Southeast Asia and Oceania just being very proud of their home countries. Let's see how the draft develops the rest of the way, though, as we will see a Weaver and Lycan ban from LGD.int. Very targeted bans at what LG International specifically shown in the past, and something God Kodamal actually talked about in his Team Liquid post-G League Finals interview. Yeah, that's a lot of G's in one sentence, but basically he said teams figured us out, now we have to evolve, and let's see what the next step in that evolution process will be. An interesting choice here. We actually see a Wisp ban. We saw some Wisp SK action yesterday, Lumi, but not something we've seen a whole lot of from NeoES.int as of yet, and now they go Gyrocopter.
Well, they're talking about evolution, and I think this is going to be the beginning of some evolution. Gyrocopter, we've seen LGD.int pick it a couple of times, but it was misery on the support. But if you look at what we got so far, Shadow Demon, Leshrac, or Gyro, one of these heroes is going to have to either play the mid row or go off the 4 or 5 support row. And I got to imagine it's got to be the Gyrocopter. It just mirrors what the European scene and the North American scene been doing lately. And hey, it's a very, very fine carry hero. It will match up okay, I want to say, against Lone Druid, because Lone Druid is, of course, still very, very good in terms of clawing down and entangle. That's still very, very annoying to deal with. But Flat Cannon could actually pick off Sand King as well as Queen of Pain, especially when Gyrocopter gets enough items.
Lumi, I've just received word that people cannot hear you in game, so make sure your open mic is enabled and make sure you see some green bar when you're talking. If all of that still fails, try restarting Dota 2 before the game starts. That would be the best time to do it. But with that being said, Lina the response from NeoES.int. So they get their Sand King Lina, a strong dual roaming combo of their own. They don't have that good long-range initiation at level 1. That's going to be their main weakness. But once they get the levels, around say level 5 or so, they're going to be devastating. And LGD.int, they're going to finish it off with a Nature's Prophet. Dare I say it, this is looking a lot like Virtus Pro, Lumi. We see the Nature's Prophet, I imagine, will get that safe lane farm, probably an aggressive tri-lane with the Gyrocopter, a Magnus mid, and we're going to see some 4v3 action, or possibly even more lopsided if NeoES.int don't run a defensive tri-lane towards that top lane. So LGD.int, I'm thinking this is going to be Virtus Pro style with the Prophet, sort of what Santa was doing for them before he left the team recently.
Yeah, this is looking really, really like a European draft. Not exactly what LGD wants to do. Pug's going to be the final pick here, which is going to be a great hero against basically every single hero on the LGN squad, especially when Brax, if he's going to be playing that kind of split-pushing Prophet. That's really popular. Once the 4 question mark player gets a Blink Dagger on that Pug, we're going to see some big kind of team fight happening. Also on that note, G also could be getting that quick blink and have a huge impact in the game. Hopefully audio is back on. I double check. Everything should be fine. But keep me posted, I guess.
Yeah, guys, let Lumi know if you have any issues with his in-game audio. We'll try and get it sorted out, but hopefully it should all be fine. We're on a temporary setup, but we pretty much have to pack it up every day, so once in a while these things happen. But once we have a permanent setup, they won't happen anymore, at least not on any kind of a regular basis. So, with all that being said, Puck the final choice for NeoES.int. I imagine we may, well, let's see how the lanes actually develop, but we may see something like a Queen of Pain 1v1 versus a Prophet. If not that, then a Puck 1v1. It looks like it might be our Puck going, either one could be going mid, they're both rushing a bottle. So with that being said, on the side of NeoES.int, we've got question mark ×4 playing that Puck. Harchico heading mid as the Lina. This team, of course, a mix of Filipino players as well as Singaporeans, and we have Blah handling that Queen of Pain. He's going to be rushing the early null talisman, really looking to zone this Magnus out of the lane early on. And then we have Lei on the Sand King Ninja Boogie with some USA pride. He is a bit of a world traveler himself. He'll be having a tough, tall task ahead of him, basically, as he's up against a very potent offensive tri-lane. And it will be a farming Gyrocopter this time.
Yep, good to see on the farming Gyrocopter as expected. On the Radiant side, it's going to be 1437 on that Shadow Demon. Leshrack's going to be played by Misery. We have Brass going to be playing that farming Gyrocopter on the offensive tri-lane, seems like. G going mid on Magnus. Seems like that's all he plays nowadays is Magnus, Darkseer maybe, or Beastmaster. But this game going to be going back to what he's very familiar with. And Pycat, last but not least, on that bot lane playing the Nature's Prophet.
So it's really feeling like Virtus Pro right now, and it's Pycat playing the Nature's Prophet. Looks like a potential one-position Prophet. Granted, with LGD, they don't normally have too many ultra-hard carries, but getting the safe lane farm, playing probably the hero that farms best on this team. Gyrocopter, in theory, might, but when you're running an offensive tri-lane, you're not maxing Flat Cannon early, you're probably not building a Helm of the Dominator early, your ability to farm creeps is going to be somewhat diminished. So I imagine we're going to see Pycat occupying that one role, and perhaps we'll see that patented Shadowblade Orchid build that has become oh so popular in Europe. And if you look at this draft, Lumi, if he has a good start, there's some food. Lina is food, Puck is food once the Orchid comes online. Same for Queen of Pain and potentially the Sand King. So I think this one-position Prophet could actually work out. Obviously, a lot of it will come down to the tri-lane. And as for that tri-lane, who do you favor? Lone Druid, Lina, Sand King as a defensive tri-lane, assuming we see all three atop, which I imagine we will, or the aggressive tri-lane with the Gyrocopter, Shadow Demon, and Leshrack?
Oh, definitely the Radiance tri-lane, simply because they have a lot more offensive power. They could challenge pulls a lot easier as well. Generally, when we see defensive tri-lanes, they like to make sure they get the ward off and protect them from getting these pulls. But Flat Cannon is one of these more imbalanced spells. You run into camp and you just basically take the camp very easily. Rocket Barrage, also great level 1 spells, not only for challenging those pulls, but going for those direct kills as well. Shadow Demon Disruption into Leshrack stun. Great roaming combo as well. You see that Smoke of Deceit on Misery, so if the LG tri-lane on top doesn't go well in the beginning, well, you just rotate off and try to get that gank on mid. Now, it's going to be difficult against Queen of Pain, but still very, very doable.
The one thing that could sort of turn the tides of this tri-lane is going to be the Lone Druid Bear, which is fantastic at soaking up Rocket Barrage. You can also body block the Gyrocopter, prevent him from staying in range for additional damage, as Rocket Barrage has a very low radius at the early level. Well, not at the early levels, but just in general, I should say. It's a spell that you have to be close and stay close to get off, and the bear can kind of interrupt that. So we'll see what happens, but that could be the X factor for them. Let's see just how good Ninja Boogie's bear micro is. I haven't really seen him play a lone druid against this kind of an aggressive tri-lane, so we'll just have to wait and see. But as far as our other 2 lanes, Queen of Pain going mid, rushing the Null Talisman, obviously going to have a bit of an edge versus the Magnus just on a hero versus hero matchup. G, a very aggressive solo mid, but he's going to have to play pretty passively in the early levels, especially with this Queen of Pain build where, you know, you're going for the early Null Talisman. The auto attacks really start to add up. And then the last lane, we're going to see 4 question mark Puck heading to the bottom lane against Pycats, Nature's Prophet. A pretty even matchup for the most part. Prophet can really trade blows effectively because he'll have the Treants at least 1 or 2 levels in them if he wants. And just auto attack wise, Prophet has a solid animation. He's got the better attack range. So I would say a pretty even matchup. But the difference is Pycat can join the tri-lane. All the Puck can really do early on is just farm and push the lane.
I mean, Puck definitely has the ability to silence and prevent that TP from going on.
That's true.
And on paper, it's like, you know what, Puck generally has the advantage, but I really want to echo what you just said. The damage output of Nature's Prophet's right click is definitely respectable. And the Treants that he summons, and if you stake 2 or 3 Treants on the Puck, he has a very, very difficult time fighting that. You know, he has to run all the way back to the tower, which I'm sure Pycat's fine with. And if not, he's just going to be taking pot shot harass from those Treants all day. I have sacrificed my warmth by opening up the window and the doors to reduce the echo. That's how much.
I don't know if you even need to. I don't even know if that helps, but by all means, Lumi.
I think it's helping.
Okay.
Or am I echoing less? I'm not sure.
We'll find out in 2 minutes, I guess. The things that you do for esports, the things that you do for Dota 2. That's dedication here. Only here at Beyond the Summit, of course. And
apparently, also, I'm still not having audio, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Have you tried restarting Dota 2?
I will do that then.
Yeah, and make sure before you restart it that you double check your microphone device and your Steam settings one more time, and just make sure you see it there.
Well, this is a good time to have a pause, I suppose.
Yeah, what do you know? Very convenient, guys. So, for those who can't hear Lumi, sorry about that. It's a temporary setup, and every time we set it up, there's a bunch of changes you have to make on the PC, and, well, Dota 2 is a little bit finicky whenever you're setting up your mic initially. Sometimes if you plug in a new mic, you have to restart Dota 2, you have to restart Steam, and I guess in this case it didn't take. Yesterday it took just fine, so we'll get it fixed for you guys. Do apologize for the inconvenience, but at least you're not missing any of the actual gameplay. And as always, if you want the audio and there is some sort of an issue with Dota TV, we always, pretty much every event, we're using a 2-minute delay for Dota TV and the stream. So you can basically sync them up within like 4 or 5 seconds of each other. Twitch is slightly farther behind, simply because it has a built-in like 5 to 6 second delay, just because it's 5 to 6 second delay, just because it's buffering the stream basically and processing the data we upload to them. But it'll be basically synced. So if you ever have issues like this, as a temporary solution, you can always just leave the stream open, which, hey, also supports us if you want to do that. So anyway, we're just waiting for a quick reconnect here. For anyone who's tuning in, wondering what's on the plate for the entire day, we've got a lot more action. Vici Gaming versus Reelamin coming up later, but Famofu has left Reelamin, the fan favorite, or I mean, either reviled or loved, depending on where you come from, but definitely a player that a lot of people have strong opinions on, but he's no longer on the team. Lumi is reconnected. Lumi, you see the little green bar moving when you're talking?
All the green bars are moving, so...
All the green bar? I only have one green bar.
Well, my Dota 2 has many, many green bars.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay.
And I see my icon popping up, the little microphone icon, so it should be all okay. But again, keep us posted. It looks like the pause is good to go, and we're
no. Oh no, that's going to be a very sad bear. They've trapped it in the trees. Oh no. Oh no, this bear, it's just in a horrible little pen of destruction. Oh. No way out. It doesn't have tangos. Something we normally see from the European players nowadays is tangos on the bear. This is a huge loss. This is a devastating way to start the tri-lane.
Let's see if they give Brax the last hit, and looks like, ooh, Pycat on the bot lane got the last hit with a tree, and so, hey, that's a victory for him too.
That hand of money's coming out now. Or soon.
Or soon. Hand of money, of course, a very, very standard build for Prophet these days. Hand of money into that quick
I imagine we'll see some other things first. We'll see the rate of Basilius, maybe even the Mecha, depending on how aggressive they want to be.
Although, with the way that LGD.int has a particular lineup right now, if they get a quick mech, and I'm talking like a level, or minute 8, minute 9 mech, that could be drastically crazy as well. Illusion is going to get picked up by Muzi, as he does have the quote-unquote best attack range here. And he's going to probably use these 2 illusions to block off the spawning of the neutral camps, which is a pretty good way to use that illusion earlier.
So you got to give credit to LGD.int for a nice little surround there, but also if you're Ninja Boogie, this is why you put your tangos on the bear at the early levels, just in case that sort of thing happens, or you're just a little more careful with it. But LGD.int, they're going to foray into the enemy jungle, actually not looking to block this camp as... Oh, they have blocked it. Maybe not intentionally, though, but they're now going to be a little bit late to block the enemy pull camp, so we may see that pull off the bat. But like you mentioned, LGD.int has a good lineup to challenge that pull, especially with the Shadow Demon initiation. And with no Lone Druid Bear, it's very dangerous for Ninja Boogie to even approach the creep wave right now. And look at Brax pulling it away from the tower, make it even more dangerous for Ninja Boogie to go in.
Yeah, that's actually very, very tough for this new Lucian tri-lane up top. They can't really do too much on the mid lane in terms of roaming off to do a gank either. They have the smoke on Lina, but of course, with Magnus on the mid lane being so tanky, and of course you have level 1 Burrow Strike, you just don't have the initiation range to actually get that kill. And you definitely cannot leave Ninja Boogie alone, because he'll definitely die. I think at the time with the Equilibrium going into the tower, that's when you might see LGD.int make a go. Looks like Sentry Ward being dropped here by Lina, trying to get some D-War action happening, but there's no ward being dropped, at least just yet, from 1437. Well, he drops one right now.
No.
He beat the D-War, not only D-War, but also blocks the camp for 3 minutes, so very nicely played on this tri-lane.
Yeah, a good start for them. They're going to black that camp for a while, and this Lina's got to be careful. Nice 2 Hero Split Earth, or Light Strike Ray, though. I'm going to get those spells mixed up all game long. The counter stun on 2 as well. Lina and Leshrac trading blows. The bear is back up now, but they lost that early Sentry Ward. Do they have another is the question. Lina sitting on 1 more, is going to de-ward the camp Sentry Ward, but too late to get a stack off. Can only look for a single pull now, and not going to be able to double pull, as you can't really do that on the Dire side when there's an aggressive tri-lane. They're the ones who control this, so we'll see. Could have gone for the small camp pulls, but if LGD.int sense that, then they may just dive your tower, so playing it safe for the moment and not really getting a whole lot on either of the supports.
And right now with 1437 hitting level 2, it could be a go. A Split Earth just to stop that pull. Look at the dedication right now, spending a lot of mana to make sure that there is no shenanigan going behind the jungle. And of course, 1437 picking up that Soul Catcher means if anybody's caught out, they're basically dead with Rocket Barrage, Split Earth, as well as a Diabolic Edict on top. So LGD total domination in this tri-lane. Are they even going to go on that bear? No, Sand King, sorry. Sand King, look at how easy it is. He's going to try to survive. Sentry Ward is going to make sure that does not happen. And 1437, or Brax, excuse me, gets that first blood.
Well, at least they had to drop another Sentry Ward. I suppose small consolation for NeoEnt, but not nearly enough. That's not a good start for them. Mid lane, G actually almost even with this Queen of Pain in terms of last hits. Behind on denies, definitely Blah winning the lane, but not really enough. The way this tri-lane has started, they're going to need their 2 solos either to dominate the lanes or to come top and make a big play to turn things around. We'll see, though. For the moment, Blah somewhat winning his lane, but then the safe lane, Pycat with that early extra 100 gold, as well as the advantage of the Trance constantly pressuring, is doing pretty well in his lane. Uh-oh, Light Strike Array misses, and that's Q for Brax to come in with the big Rocket Barrage. Slightly out of range of Heart Chico. The one's the Centaur to deny him. No, not obliging. And now the Edict going on delay. A secondary Rocket Barrage. No more sentries, but the Edict bringing Lay down. Look at Misery moving north, salving up. Lay is trying to tango through. He's got 1 more tango. He's going to make it, but he might die anyway. He pops 2 tangos. The chase still going. He's dead. 1437 cuts him out, and on the other side of play, it's the Lone Druid. The tri-lane in shambles. You said they had the advantage, but they don't have this much of an advantage. This is just LGD.int outplaying NeoEnt right now.
Yeah, NeoEnt's positioning has to be absolutely perfect. They weren't, and they dropped 4 kills in this early stage of the game. And of course, Pycat easily buys Teleport Scroll, gets back on the bot lane, make sure that he doesn't miss too much EXP. This Queen of Pain and Puck duo have to do so much. I guess the general rule of thumb for me for Dota is that if you do tri-lane versus tri-lane and you lose the tri-lane badly, you basically lose the game. Now, it's still very early to call that, but Neo-Lucian is in a huge disadvantage right now.
Well, LGD, we haven't even... The scary thing is we haven't actually seen Pycat come to the lane. That's the real strength of this lineup. It's not just the tri-lane. It's the fact that they can also profit there, get the tower, get the early mech to turn the fights around if needed, but they don't even need it. They're just playing so well in the tri-lane, and also a lot of mistakes from NeoES.int. We saw the missed light strike array earlier. We've seen they haven't been able to get much vision up right now because LGD.int has been denying it to them, and without the vision, with some missed stuns, with the bear dying early, all these little mistakes really add up, and they're going to go on Ninja Boogie right now. Split Earth is going to be here. It will land. Soul Catcher as well. Ninja Boogie to fall. Really no way out for him. The supports were actually rotating towards mid. Needed to be back sooner than that. He wasn't. Now they're going mid. They want to catch out G, who has level 2 skewer. And Blot looking to go, but this isn't the best moment. The creep's pushing it. Let's see. If G plays aggressive, which he's known to do, maybe they can find an opening. But they don't have that great initiating stun. Our Sandcade juking around. This might just be a dive by Blot alone. G back to the tower. Now they should definitely know something's up. And our lone druid forced to run back to the lane, missing even more gold, even more experience. The smoke dispelled. Oh, Lei comes too close. Now that gank's over, and they're pushing the top tower. With 2 points at Edict, this tower going to fall very quickly.
Yep, Treads here are going to be Gyrocopter's boost upgrade of choice here. And of course, with the help of Flat Cannon, they can mow down the creep wave very, very easily. Tier 1 tower goes down, and that's going to free up these two supports up top. If they want to roll mid, it's definitely possible. Or if they want to keep challenging on Tier 2, it's a little bit risky against a Queen of Pain that could always rotate from mid to top. But it's definitely doable because they have that level advantage. Look at these supports are 4 on Leshrac and 4 in Shadow Demon. This is extremely, extremely high level. And we have 6 minutes in the game for supports.
And we have a level 1 Lina. That's the scary thing.
I mean, that level 1 Lina is basically food for Brax whenever they even get close. So
and no boots either. And even our Sandcade doesn't have them yet. We're really troublesome, to be honest.
Oh, here comes 1437 in Vista. And looks like if they do see Ninja Boogie up top, he's basically dead as well. He doesn't have boots either. I mean, this particular tri-lane is just so much decimated. They're going to try to rotate, get a gank on Pycat. And let's say they even get this gank successfully off. How much does that actually do? I feel like it doesn't actually do anything.
There's a TP on G, there's a TP on Pycat. I don't think they have the burst to bring Pycat down. Maybe with the Puck being level 6, but top lane, they're going to go again. Poor Ninja Boogie. Split Earth, probably, no, not in range actually for that. Doesn't even need it. The Prophet ult comes in, and Pycat, by coming top, is also going to dodge the tri-lane. In comes our Puck into the meat grinder. The Split Earth lands right as the teleport completes. No chance to even phase shift there. Beautifully timed by Misery. Pinpoint precision. And now a celebratory call down. Actually, not just celebratory, of course, as they're pushing the tower. But hell, he's having a party. He's having a blast. And Brax up to 4.1k net worth. 7-0, 7 minutes in. I don't know if you can lose a tri-lane harder than this.
You really cannot. If you saw what Brax did there, very, very smart plays. Ninja Boogie was completely out of his attack range, so he turned on Flat Cannon, attacked the Tier 2 tower, and basically let the Flat Cannon shot to get the last hit. Just small things like that just shows you that Brax is a very, very good player. Obviously uses Rocket Barrage to finish the kill on whoever that was brave enough to TP in. And right now, Brax, what is the score? Like 1 billion to nothing? Oh, 5-0? Okay. Yeah, he's going to be carrying this game out of control.
I thought
without even needing help of G.
I thought Pycat might get a little bit more farm than him, but when you're getting 5 kills and 2 assists, well, you're going to be the most farmed hero on the map. No question about that.
Yeah, net worth. He's completely on top. G not far off from his, well, he's got Arcane Boots coming up soon. He doesn't even need Blink Dagger, and of course, at this point, Radiant could just jump in from multiple sides. They could even dive in between Tier 1 and Tier 2, although there are Observer wards down from the Dire to really prepare from this. Puck is in position, hiding behind the trees, but he's only level 6, so he can't really do too much either. They gotta win this team fight big, and I mean Neolution. They have the spells to do it with Sonic Wave and Dream Coil, but let's see how good the positioning is for LGD.
Oh no. 1437 is coming in. Phase shift was there from 4 question marks. Now 1437, maybe a little bit far in. They're not going to go, but they'll take the tower happily on the back lines. It's going to be a level 5 Sand King, level 7 Queen of Pain. If they can land a beautiful combo here on 3-4 heroes, they may be able to win this fight, but it's all going to come down to Lei. He's got to hit at least 2, ideally 3 with this Burrow Strike. They're now revealed. Pycat already spotting them out, and now the Burrow Strike not going to find it. Harchico, the first one to fall under the tower. Lei dropping quickly, but Queen of Pain gets RP'd, will instantly melt. Buys back, has the ult, diving the base. Sand King down to about 12 HP. Dream Coil catches 2. Queen of Pain will join the fight. Has the ult, not throwing it yet. Needs to unleash it soon. Nails 2. G on the run. Burrow Strike through. They get 3 in the end, and now on the other side of the fight, it's a headlong retreat by Ninja Boogie. No boots. Getting driven down by the support Shadow Demon. The 5 position player. Blah jumps in, but Trancer here, blocking him off a little bit. He's going to back off. So they get 3. The RP was expended. All in all, a good trade for Neolution, but they did force a buyback on that Queen of Pain. Yeah, and the low druid wasn't farming.
I mean, when you're down 5-6 kills to 0, getting that kind of trade is not that bad, even with the Queen of Pain buyback. Sure, it was a buyback, but hey, buybacks are extremely cheap at this stage of the game, and she's going to be able to get more EXP. EXP is exactly what she wants and what she needs, going on the top lane to get some farm going, but LGD not missing a beat, saying, alright, you defended mid, we're going to keep trying on the bot lane because our ultimates not exactly high on the cooldown. Aside from the Magnus ultimate, everybody will have their spells ready to go, and what is really a level 2 Lina 10 minutes in. Uh-oh, Misery getting a little caught out here. He's going to get bursted down. As I say that, he's trying his best to survive. Not going to be enough, so can't really give away these free kills if you're playing these kind of aggressive pushing strat if you're LGD.int.
Yeah, that was a crucial kill. I mean, Lina level 2, now suddenly she's level 3. She just got 2 levels from that fight. Granted, she's horribly underleveled in spite of it, but every little bit's gonna help. They have the mech up on Pycat, it's cooling down, but with the mech, something NeoES.int really lacks because that Lina is so underleveled is counter push. Their lone turret doesn't push that quickly. Their Queen of Pain, not the best hero for killing off waves because Scream Pain is low range. So, LGD.int says, we're going to happily claim our 4th tower of the game. You still don't have squat. We're going to keep the pressure up on you. And RP, online in 10 seconds. They're going for a tier 2 here. And with Yasha up on Brax as well, the flat cannon is going to start to hurt more and more. And I don't really know what they could do. Pycat actually going to pop the mech here just to give a little bit of additional armor, of course, to those creeps. And with that, they're going to push even harder. Dewarding in the lane. No vision now for NeoES.int. They are really being constricted right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at LGD, they just want to push down as many towers as possible. Oh, Misery back in the mid lane. He sees his food. Lina trying to juke. Actually got the juke off, but will that be enough?
No way.
Doing so much damage. I didn't want to say that Misery even used a smoke of the sea earlier. He just wanted to join that fight on the bot lane as quick as possible, but he saw Lina miss, so I was like, oh, free kill here, we'll take that. Tier 2 tower has already went down. Looks like big fight is going to break out on the mid lane. They're going to sprout on Blah Blah, just blink. RP just going to be used on him, and obviously he's going to get blown up immediately. No buyback here. That means tier 2 is going to be dead as well. So LGD.int keep pressing. Oh, 1437, long purge, shockwave. He's gonna try to go into his bear form, but not enough.
Gets the entangle, 1437. One hero caught in the dream coil. That's actually it. Now the disruption. 4 question marks on the run. Brax giving chase. The shockwave. Nice dodge there. Would have lived barely anyway, but gonna have to go back to base. They will buy time for their Queen of Pain to respawn, and with that, well, the tier 2 may live at least for a few moments, but the pressure from LGD.int just enormous. A team like this, if they have this kind of start, good luck coming back. NeoES.int, they are so far behind. 10k gold, 4k experience. The experience not even that bad, but when there's an item like a mech on the enemy team and they have such a strong 5-man lineup, you're in a lot of trouble. On the run is Lei. No burrow strike here, but actually the missile's gonna hit. Or going to be targeted on him. Now Brax giving chase. Has the rocket barrage. Burrow straight to the low ground on the back lines. It's the Queen of Pain. Blah gets 2. Finding some openings here as LGD.int scatter a little bit. Not really quite grouped up as well as they would like in Ninja Boogie. On the run, Misery going in. Now backing off. He might be in trouble, but the mech trying to at least keep Pycat alive. It's a triple for Blah. Brax, the big man, in the little helicopter, going to work. Wants to turn this fight around for his team. There's your rocket barrage. Kills off the Sand King. Now looking to run away. Blah trying to fight his way out of this one. Has a blink if needed. Will blink away. The bear tanking. No entangles. Ninja Boogie probably cursing under his breath right now as Misery comes in with some Edict. In the Prophet as well. Split Earth will be here. It's going to be another death for Ninja Boogie. 0-5. Oi, oi, oi. It actually was a great trade considering the deficit for NeoES.int, but still not really a dominant trade at that.
And it's just not enough. I mean, Lone Tree is one of those heroes that if you give him, let's say, 10 minutes of free farm, he's going to give you a big, big return. He never got any free farm. And LGD, 6 towers down in 13.5 minutes. Now looking at Roshan, and look at how prepared they are. Man, already have Medallion Curvature up for this Rosh, and that's going to be a free Rosh, basically.
And it's also a great item against Lone Druid's Bear, especially this early. They can easily bring it down. I don't even know if they need that extra damage, but it certainly won't hurt. With this Rosh, G gonna have his Blink Dagger more or less, and now we see an Ultimate Orb up for Brax, so he's gonna complete that Manta style next, I imagine. And they don't really have the full complement of items to break a base in some games, but in this game, with Lina being only level 5, not even having her nukes max, not having Laguna Blade, and having an Aegis, and the Blink now in G, even without that pipe, even without that 20k gold lead, I think they may have enough, at least to chip away at these tier 3s.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Puck's item, he's just building HP. He just want to survive as long as possible. Same thing with Queen of Pain, going for a very, very stat-heavy build, working on that Orchid. But these items are few and far in between. Misery roaming like he owns the map, which he kind of does. Oh, he sees a Queen of Pain. And is he really going to get this blind? Oh, it's going to be close. I think he actually was on target, but Queen of Pain just a little bit too quick getting out of there.
Yeah, I didn't actually... It did show me where the Split Earth landed, but it looks like he was actually maybe slightly off. Still, they're farming the enemy jungle, they're starving them out a bit, and look how poor NeoES.int is. Ninja Boogie still looking for his phase boots on his bear if he wants to go for those. He should honestly just buy whatever he can right now, and it looks like he'll do that. Phase boot's going to be purchased up. Nope. Picks up the Explosive Haste. He wants to go back for a Midas. It looks like.
Or Maelstrom, depending
on... Oh,
on,
yeah, it could be a Maelstrom Rush. You're right.
I mean, Midas is actually not that bad, especially in these situations where we're down so much. It's one of the way to actually... It's a comeback item because it lets you... and it sounds awkward because Midas is something that you rush early, but it does give you a lot of EXP and it could, you know, jump you forward. But, I mean, it doesn't matter really what he gets at this point because he's going to get ganked repeatedly. Look at the wards on the enemy jungle. And, well, Ninja Boogie pops out for a tiny bit. He gets caught and the nukes are raining down.
It's just I just want to have a peek, and then they say no. The mallet comes down. Down he goes. Manta complete a Brax, a nice item for sieging the base, and now they want to break the base. They're going to start to do that. 2 heroes top, but, well, the creep wave dives. They'll be forced back, at least for the moment. Still, the pressure is mounting. On the bottom lane, we have Pycat. Good position. I like this better than what we saw before, which is 5 in the enemy jungle. You can have 4 top, and then bring your Prophet in, have the trance as well, and look to go here. He's going to summon them. Pycat, low ground to high ground action. Wave to drive really quickly. G just basically intimidating everyone off of the tower. There's a smoke on late, but with this constantly hasted Magnus for the moment, not going to do a whole lot. Dream Coil catches out 3. There's the orb as well. Bringing these supports to about half HP. Actually ports into it. I don't know if that was the right call. Archigo charges into the cooldown, takes a big damage. Brilliant Strike completely whiffs. Epicenter, not going to do a whole lot. Oh no. No Epicenter, no Sand Cane. This tier 3 about to fall. Brax getting a kill with the flat cannon. Onto the Lina, everybody melting, and this looks to be the end of the top lane of Rex for NeoES.int, and possibly with that, the end of this game 1.
LGD Brax and his team, just a surgical extraction of the Darius building right now. Look, making this game look like a pub domination game. It looks so easy. Just win that tri lane, get the rotation off basically every single lane. Pycat finish that mech, and just push us 5, and there's really nothing that NeoES.int could do about it. I mean, LGD says they need some new strat, but this one, very reminiscent of what they did in the past, but still working out very, very nicely.
Yeah, it's got a little bit more of a European flavor to it with the Gyrocopter pick. The Prophet safe lane is the +1 for your offensive tri-lane, but ultimately LGD was running aggressive strategies in a variety of forms, and this is, well, just another aggressive strategy. Well executed, but you gotta say, had NeoES.int not made some of those early mistakes, like not only the Lone Druid Bear dying, but the positional errors, the basically losing the ward fight because they placed the sentry ward when they didn't actually have the Lone Druid Bear there to scout out the enemy sentry wards quickly, as well as just the supports getting caught out. And then the big thing was when Ninja Boogie actually got caught right as his supports went to smoke gank. Some miscommunication from the team, not making sure that he was back safely at the tower when they went for that gank. The smoke gank failure. I mean, all these little things, they really do add up. It's not one thing that loses them the game, but the combination of 5 or 6 of these coming back almost impossible against a solid team like LGD.int.
Yeah, here we go. Blink skewered downwards for that Lina. Lina's gonna die to the flat cannon of Brax. A mega kill streak. Here comes Queen of Pain trying to do some work, but it's not gonna be enough. Brax very low in terms of HP, but they have that mech available should they want to use it. Dream Call, where's that mech? Gotta be, there's a mech coming down, and that should seal the deal for the team fight, especially with the Sonic Wave already being expended. Lot trying to do some work, but a ninja clip here from Misery. They expend her very quickly as well. There's a buyback, but she doesn't have to ult, so not gonna be too useful. And Brax just flat cannon, killing the tower as well as any support that tries to defend. Misery gets entangled. They're gonna focus on Misery, but there's this defensive disruption. 4-man RP, and look at the AoE laying on top of NeoES.int. There's a Brax resummoning, and hey, everybody's dead.
Filthy. I mean, that was actually a Baron 3, but still a ridiculous RP, and, well, pretty easy to claim at this point in the game. And as if Smile is watching this game, and I think he is, because I think he's actually casting on the Russian stream. He's probably smiling at this Leshrac play. Who needs the setup stun? Misery just throwing out those splitters pretty much by himself in a lot of these engagements. Solo killing heroes all over the map, showing off that good old Split Earth, Edict Leshrac. None of this defensive turtling lightning nonsensicalness, and it's working out beautifully. LGD.int cruising in game 1. But of course, Lumi, it is a best out of 3, and this was one of those games where, well, it was over quickly, but a game that you can't really fault NeoES.int too much for some of the later on mistakes, just because they were so far behind that didn't really have a chance to come back anyway. It really was that first 4 or 5 minutes that decided this one.
Yeah, I mean, deciding to trial it with Lone Druid, not exactly a very good idea either. And of course, Gyrocopter being one of the best trialing hero in the game as a carry or as a support really sealed the deal. LGD.int will take game number 1 in a very convincing fashion. This is a best of 3, so we'll be back with game number 2 shortly.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned. We'll come back with game 2, and after that, we'll have Vici Gaming versus Real Min. That one, a best of 3. Then those teams will fight later on to see who moves in to the phase 3. But for now, take a break, grab a drink. We'll come back with that game 2 right after this.